Yeah.
So something I know
Yeah.
you and I have been kind of working on is and it really does go with the brand conversation, because I think for a long time, certainly in strategy, I would imagine the same is true in marketing, industry was considered to be everything. So if you were in the soap powder industry, laundry detergent, and your competition was other laundry detergent people and so forth. And I've really moved away from that idea towards something that I talk about as arenas, which is, a set of customer needs that or jobs to be done is actually, I borrowed Clayton Christensen's phrase to talk about that. But you've got this set of jobs to be done. And there's a lot of ways those jobs can get done, including doing absolutely nothing, which I think people forget. Your most significant competition is the decision on the side of the end customer to do nothing at all. So I know you've been thinking about this a little bit with your work at Interbrand. Maybe talk a little bit about how you're sort of making that real in your company, because I think people love the idea, but then they're like, well, how do I do this? Because I have industry associations, right? I have industry guidebooks, I have industry publications, I have industry certifications, and it's all sort of connected to that idea. And yet the reality is that matters less and less.
Yeah. Well, Rita, you're the queen of this idea, because we've in the way you have borrowed jobs to be done from Clay Christensen, we've borrowed arenas from you. So I want to fully credit you with that. And actually, you're thinking on, just going back a bit further, you're thinking on the end of competitive advantage. I think I've got the terminology right there. Has influenced our thinking significantly on and we'd called it the end of positioning as you know it. So for those on this call who are marketeers, we all used to do our 4x4 2x2 matrix, and would stake out our position as a brand and defend it. Well, that was an advertising type concept. That was a concept that would say we're going to have a positioning and we're going to use all the tactics we can use to defend that rather static position. And it's not to say that one still doesn't need some sort of positioning statement or ambition statement for the brand that stakes out the position you want to own, but it's much more fluid now. So we're talking, more about building an ambition for a brand with objectives, with a trajectory, and with moves that, rather like sailing a boat, you'll decide where you want to get to, and the wind changes all the time, so you need to tack and maneuver. And so we're advising brands that they need to move to operate much more in that way than in the static way that the more the less dynamic environment led to in the past. So and that then brought us into the arenas thinking that you really introduced us to, and had us think about the brand work we were doing. And often clients come to us and say, well, we want you to think outside of the category, but too often we're still getting organizations that say, well, here are our three competitors. And so it's very easy for consultants to say, okay, well, those are the three, and this is how to position yourselves against those three, and we move on. But what we're now doing is we've created 6 different arenas, and this is quite new. We're just going live with the first one very soon, and we've chosen the arena we've called Play. So we've taken very consumer ideas in the for airlines, trains, planes, and automobiles, we called it Play, Move, and we've got various other categories. And the play arena obviously brings things like sports, entertainment, esports, of course, now gaming, and any ways in which people are using their time to play. So it's already proving very helpful to start to advise clients to think rather more broadly around the jobs that need to be done for consumers in the play arena. Mm-hmm. I think the other thing I would mention that running a consultancy, and Interbrand has got a business called C-Space within it that is we call it a customer agency. So that starts to look at the world from the outside in, and Interbrand tends to look at the world from the inside out. So we bring those two sets of skills together. what I would say is, amongst the hundreds of people we employ around the world, one of the most powerful things that this has done is unlocked people's energy and passion around certain issues and certain things. So within our play collective, as we've called it, we've got people who are absolutely fanatical gamers, others who are into esports, others who are into soccer, tennis, entertainment, also. And we put them all together, and they're working together on points of view. They're pitching business together. And, you know, in an organization like ours, which has got 20 or more offices around the world, particularly in this environment as well, it's allowed these teams to operate very powerfully at a global level. So it's not that the local offices aren't important, but people find it really inspiring to be, you know, discussing things with people in Sydney, Tokyo, Mumbai, Sao Paulo, and, you know, half a dozen other cities that enable us to move really fast around particular issues and compare notes and exchange ideas.